Hello everyone, I'm here at the Pape Meditation Retreat and I'm sitting in Bamboo Hall. This is one of the many meditation areas that we have throughout the facilities that the participants and the monks can use. Today the weather is just very beautiful, nice and warm. So if anyone gets a chance to come visit Thailand, this is the kind of weather you would experience. Today is actually Valentine's Day for many people around the world, and people are celebrating it. For monks, we do not celebrate this, but I wanted to just take time to address a topic that may be beneficial for you. And this topic is regarding giving, generosity, or dana, and this is in the Pali language. In Buddhist context, generosity is the foundation and it's so key. And this is one of the 10 perfections that we want to develop on the spiritual path. This is a beginning and this is an introduction because you can start to practice and implement it into your life now. So with this topic, I think many of us intellectually understand this. We have been taught, we continue to be taught of how to give, why it's important to give. But for me, I wanted to take this time to share from a Buddhist context. In the Buddhist context, giving is so specific and it's very deep to the spiritual practice and to help to support and sustain our meditation. It also is one of the pillars to help us get rid of greed. So again, this greed part is one of the 3 defilements, the root cause of suffering in human beings. So this aspect of giving is very critical. For me, I won't get into the details because it's very deep. However, I wanted to take this time to give you 5 tips that may be helpful for you to develop on your spiritual path. So if you are in the stages of developing your meditation, your spiritual practice, make sure to implement giving as it is a central and key pillar and foundation to this journey. So I wanted to share 5 tips that you can implement to help you in your practice. So in no particular order, here we go. Give regularly. Make it a daily practice. A lot of people are taking the effort to give. However, it's very sporadic and it's not a practice, but you give when it's a big holiday, such as it's Christmas or it's Valentine's Day. But for me, I admire so much the villagers that we have here, the lay people who support the monks, because every single morning they wake up 4:30 in the morning. They cook the rice and they want to offer warm, hot food to the monks. So every single day, rain or shine, they develop this practice. So then how do you incorporate this into your own lifestyle? Because you may not have this opportunity. For me, when I was living in America, in California, I also did not have this opportunity, but I understood the concept that you should give on a daily basis. Many times we're always asking of the world, like to give me, and I want to take. But for me is what are you giving to this world? And there needs to be a balance. So the way I did it was really, I went to the bank as a layperson. I took $100 bill, I cashed it out and exchanged it for $101 bill. And every day I would develop in the morning a practice where I would wake up, I would sit in meditation, and then I would put $1 into a cabinet. And at the end of that 2 weeks, the end of that month, I would take this money and then go offer it to the temple. So that was one way that I trained myself to give. So for you out there at home, develop that kind of practice where every single day, find time to give of your either resource, find time to give of your time, find time to give of your wisdom. Anything that you have to offer, it's okay. But try to break it apart instead of just donating offering one time a year, make it into small amounts and develop that practice of offering, that practice of giving, and this will support your perfections and this will support your spiritual practice as well. Feel proud and blissful before giving, during giving, and after giving. This concept for me really changed my perception of how to give and really receive the full benefits. For many people, and myself included, before when I give, I would just do an offering. And in that moment, I would feel good, and then I was done. But in Buddhism, they teach you, because everything is about training the mind, developing your meditation practice, and this part helps you. So when you are giving, it comes with natural benefits. So make sure you receive the full benefits. And you do this by already taking the time to train yourself. Before you give, get yourself in a state, a mental state of, wow, want to do good deeds and I'm getting ready. So I need to purify my mind, get it bright, clean, feel good and feel proud about it, even before you're about to give. Then when you're giving, in that process, also feel proud and feel bright. And then after you give, it's not done yet. So then recollect and stay in that proud feeling. So already this whole process is another training for the mind to make it more bright. And when you can carry that feeling, then it purifies your mind even more. And then it helps to get rid of that greed. Again, one of the 3 defilements in our minds, the root cause of suffering. And a little, each time that we offer, each time that we donate and practice generosity, slowly and slowly and slowly, it helps to clean ourselves. So again, when you're giving, take this tip and apply it as you are giving as well. Give wholeheartedly and with middle way. So many people have trouble with this concept and they just want to give everything. And for me, I would say, be mindful of your situation. You don't want to give to the point where you can't support and sustain yourself. I'm just going to give up my home, yet I have no place to stay at. And I'm going to give so much that now I'm in debt. But no, that's not the point. The point is to give a little bit, or to give what you have. And when you're giving, give it with a pure mind. And you shouldn't give where you still have this doubt. Where did I give too much? Or was it not enough? Or I'm not sure. But you know your situation. And the point is not about how much you give, but the point is the act of generosity using your situation. And our master would teach us that when people give, it produces this good benefit. Someone can give $1 million, or someone can give $1. Someone can give a lot of their time. Someone can give a little bit of their time, but it's how bright and how pure is their mind at that time. So even if you give just $1, it's okay. It's okay. It's not about the amount, but it's about your intention. The fact that in your heart, it came from inside there from a good place. I want to give. It makes me feel good. It helps to purify me, and then it helps to support my spiritual practice. And give to a point based on your situation where you feel comfortable. And then when you give, you have no doubts or no worries, and just give the best that you can. So try that. Make a resolution or a wish. So for us is when we do good deeds, when I offered the resources, the $1 bill that I mentioned earlier to the temple, And for me, every time I do an offering, every time I put in $1, every time I spend my time teaching or sharing wisdom or knowledge, then I always make a resolution, even after my meditation. And I make a resolution for myself, because in that moment, your mind is pure, your mind is still. And in Buddhism, we feel like you can then, with resolution, help to set the course for your life. So in this pure state, you can make a wish for yourself to have good health. You can spread loving kindness to other people. You can ask and set the direction to be guided and to be safe and protected when you travel, to be born into a good family, to have good support and good teachers. But again, take the time to make resolutions and craft a path and a lifestyle for yourself. So this will help to set the course of your life moving forward. And again, this is not to convince anyone of anything, but this is just in the Buddhist practice. This is one of the techniques that we use along with the offering and with the donations. And the last tip is really to use the act of generosity to help improve your meditation. For Buddhism, for monkhood especially, this is the heart of it. For us, everything that we do is to help to support and to develop our meditation practice. Why? Because this meditation practice helps us to produce wisdom. And then with this wisdom, we can use it to teach ourselves, we can use it to change our habits, and then keep purifying ourselves. When we do good, again, it produces this good feeling, this pure energy. In Buddhism, we call it merit. So when you are doing good, don't just waste it, but recollect it, that proud feeling. Every good deed that you've done for today, every good deed that you've done for this week, recollect all the good deeds that you've done in this lifetime, and then bring this proud feeling to put at your center. You can even imagine it covering you and just purifying you and cleaning you. So already in your meditation, you sit with this feeling. Don't try to use so much the intellect and the brain, but just this good feeling of I did good today. And sit in your meditation, allow it to purify you and just brighten and to support your practice. Don't think too much, just get still and let it do its work. In another video I shared how we can use this giving is regarding sleep. Also use this proud feeling when you're sleeping. Sleep in a sea of merit. When you lay down on your bed, when you put your pillow down, put this bright feeling to cover you like a blanket. And then just go to sleep in that good feeling. And then when you wake up, already you're nice and fresh. Don't go to bed thinking about your problems, because when the last thing you think about is automatically the first thing you think about. That's just how it is. So change how you sleep and use this benefit of generosity to help your sleep, and also use it to help your meditation. Sit in this proud feeling, don't do anything, and it will go on its own naturally. So why am I sharing all this? For me, I'm sharing this because this topic for me is just very personal. Many years ago, as a layperson, I was going through the most difficult time in my life. And at that time, I could not get out of this dark, bleak place, and I just felt so hopeless. And I didn't know what to do. And even as a therapist at that time, I couldn't use the tools to help shift my world. And I was so desperate. So then one day I decided to ask my mom. And I wanted a new lens to looking at my problems. And I shared with her what was going on. And she looked at me and she gave me a beautiful answer. And she told me that what is happening with you now is a result of your karma. The things that you've done in the past now is just bearing fruit. So what do you do next? Okay, now I know that. And I'm just paying the price. And I'm just feeling the effects of what happened before in the past. So how do I shift and how do I use this information? So then the next step is, then she said, in that case, just one is allow the retribution to take place. And then the second part is then you do more good and you keep filling it. And the analogy that I can use is like salt. For anyone going through a difficult time, the difficulty is like salt in a cup of water. In this cup of water, you can't get rid of the salt. It's already there. You can mix it around, but again, it's already there. So how do you get rid of this? And one thing that you can do is just add more water. Fill the cup with pure water so it dilutes the salt. You cannot get rid of it, but you can dilute it. And then now take this cup of water with salt. Now put it in a big bowl and then add more water. And then keep adding more water and fully fill it up. And in this bowl now, the salt's still there, however, even more diluted. Now put this bowl into a bathtub and keep adding more good. Keep adding more pure water. Now you can barely taste the salt. And then now take this bath water and put it in a pool. And again, it keeps diluting. And that really was the answer for me to shift my life. And for many years then, to get out of this dark place, I just knew this is where I am now. And to shift my world is I needed to give more. That's why I would develop my meditation practice every day, getting my mind still, to start to see my problems, myself, other people in the situation very clearly, to develop that wisdom, and then use that wisdom to apply to my life. And in the meantime, I just needed to fill my life with just more pure water because I had a lot of salt. And I just kept adding. And I didn't need to make it a drama or a scene or to make it public. I'm giving and I'm donating. I'm such a good person. It wasn't about that, but I needed to change the course of my life. And I just knew I needed to do more good and to push that momentum forward. Another example that may be helpful for you is same like a bank account, where in our savings, we're always withdrawing. We're always taking money out, but we never put anything back in. So we're just using our merits. Again, this is terms in Buddhism. We're using the good deeds that we already done and collected, but we're never refilling. And for me, I just needed to refill again. I just needed to do more good. And for anyone who is going through a difficult time, this is one solution that will help you. And I'm speaking from experience. And when will this bear fruit, this giving? I don't know. How will it show up, good deeds in my life? I don't know. But this is where the faith comes in. And this is where we understand the teaching and the natural laws of when you do good, you get good. And not to worry so much about what that would look like, but just trusting. And trusting that to shape my life and move the course of my life forward, I need to give more. So every single day, use these tips, apply it in a small way. You'll start to feel good. You start to feel better. With meditation, then your mind will start to be bright, neutral, and clear. And then you can, again, use this wisdom to keep pushing your life forward. So hopefully this topic is helpful for you. And let me know how you give or the kind of practice that you currently have right now. So I hope this has been helpful. And as always, thank you again from Thailand. And I wish you all happiness, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.